Hi, we're going to work on parallel lines being cut by a transversal. It will be the same idea using same side interior angles, alternate interior angles, corresponding angles, and alternate exterior, except this time we do not know the lines are parallel, okay? So we're still doing corresponding angles, same side interior angles, alternate, oops, sorry you guys, alternate, I'm not writing them all out, interior angles and alternate exterior angles to prove lines are parallel. That's what we're going to do today. This is chapter 3, section 3. Okay, converse. We have been doing conditional statements for theorems. A conditional statement is if some hypothesis, then some conclusion. So we've been saying if two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles congruent. That's what we've been doing. This time we are going to switch these, and that is called the converse. The converse, you switch the hypothesis and conclusion. You swap places with them. So we say, if lines parallel, remember that's the symbol for parallel, then corresponding angles congruent. Okay, now we're going to switch it. Instead, we're going to switch, and the converse to that statement will be if corresponding angles congruent, then lines are parallel. Okay, so all we're doing is switching hypothesis with conclusion. The new statement is a converse to the original statement. So here's what we have been doing. If two lines are cut by a transversal, okay, that part's just regular. We're going to say, and corresponding angles are congruent. So all we know is we have two lines cut by a transversal. We're going to say that corresponding angles are congruent. We'll say angles 1 and 2 are congruent. If angles 1 or 2 are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. Okay? That's how we write it in words. Now we'll do it with symbols. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, those are corresponding angles, then we'll call this line L, this line M. Line L is parallel to line M. Okay? Let's look at it one more time. Angle 1 is up here. Okay? That is in the top right corner of that intersection. Down here, angle 2 is in the top right corner. If we go ahead and highlight them, they'll make the letter F. Okay? That means they're corresponding angles. So if you have corresponding angles congruent, angles 1 and 2 are corresponding angles, then the two lines are parallel. Let's go to this one. we're going to say if two lines are cut by a transversal, let's say, and alternate interior angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. Okay, so let's do alternate interior angles. I'll say angle 1 and 2. I'm going to highlight those so I can see exactly where they are. This is the actual angle. Remember, angle is two rays with the same vertex. There's angle 1. Okay, here's angle 2. I'm going to highlight, but I'm not going to ever go below. I'm going to keep them inside there so I can see it. Those are Z angles, right? Corresponding F angles, alternate interior angles. So if the alternate interior angles are congruent, this angle is congruent to this one, then line L is parallel to line M. So I'm going to write the same thing. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and this time these are, I'm going to move this up a little bit, you guys. Okay. This time these are alternate interior angles. I'm going to abbreviate, okay? Then line L parallel, symbol for parallel, to line M. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, this time we're going to do if two lines are cut by a transversal and alternate exterior angles are congruent. So this alternate exterior, here's one alternate exterior, here's another. Okay. These two do not connect together. They're pointing outside the two lines, and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. Then the two lines are parallel. Okay, so we're going to say the same thing. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, then line L is parallel to line M. Okay, and this time when we do this, okay, hold on, I gotta move it up more. Okay. When I do this time these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, last one. This one's short. This time we're going to say if same side interior or consecutive interior. Okay, so this is angle 1 here, and then angle 2 is here. So they make the letter C. Same side interior make a C, and they're supplementary. So if the two lines are cut by a transversal and same side interior, that means consecutive. Same side interior angles are supplementary. That's a big one. Remember, that means total is 180. 180 total. Then the two lines are parallel. Okay, I'm going to erase that little mark there. Sorry about that. The two lines are parallel. Okay. So let me fix, let's say this over here. Now this one, I'm going to write it a little bit different. I'm going to say if angle 1 and angle 2, when you add them together, they equal 180, because that's supplementary. If measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 equals 180. This is what supplementary means, right? That's supplementary. So if I add this, say that's 120 and that's 60, that means then that the two lines are parallel. We'll practice. Then L parallel to M. Okay? That's this side. I'm going to flip it over. We'll do a little bit of practice. Okay? Let's first, it says, find the value of x that makes line S parallel to line T. So I want to make, what do the angle measurements have to be to make them parallel? Okay? Let's just do a couple. So on this one, okay, I'm going to highlight the angle sides, okay, and determine, I'm going to classify what kind of angles are they. In this case, these are alternate exterior angles. According to what we wrote, if alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. So I'm going to make these angles be congruent. That will be a part equals part. Okay? So I'm going to go 4x plus 16 equals 7x minus 20. I'm going to subtract 4x. 16 equals 3x minus 20. Add my 20. 36 equals 3x. Divide by 3. X equals 12. If I plug that in, okay, right here, replace that with a 12. So 4 times 12 plus 16. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that on my calculator. Right? 4, oops, turn it on. 4 times 12 plus 16. It gives me 64 degrees. So this angle would be 64 degrees. Let's plug it in here. Let's plug in the 12. It should be also 64 degrees. So I'll clear it. 7 times 12 plus, oops, minus, go clear. I'm going to start over. Minus 20, 64 degrees. So I did it correctly. If they're both 64 degrees, that means then that these two lines must be parallel. Okay, before I stop, flip your paper over, okay? One thing. On this is always going to be a part equals part. Part equals part. Because I'm saying the angles are congruent. Angles are congruent. Angles are congruent. Angles are congruent. This one, though, is going to be part plus part equals 180. Okay, I'll have the answer key done, the notes sheet at school. You guys can fill them in, okay? And then let me know where you need help, and you can come in anytime. Okay, thank you guys for working hard.